We
Woo!
are live. Been a while since I've said that, so it was brewing.
You got to say it correct. We are live.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Oh, wonderful.
I'm here.
Jones, the deadline has come and gone. I hope you're feeling better than you were.
Feeling a million times better. I'm just time to catch up on sleep. That's all.
I mean, we're better
hear you.
now, after, that Canadian Wi-Fi.
Listen, I had to switch computers. I've had some technical difficulties today. You know what? But we're here, and we are live in living color. So
I see you're, growing the beard out, man. You're going to be the fourth CS brother.
wasn't that already established? Isn't that why I have some heat? I don't know.
Matter of fact.
Hello everyone. Hello Kurt. Hello Ethan. Hello Mo. Even though you only said hi to your Arab brother, but Juan.
At least I get included in his salutations, so I'm not
Mr. Beefy.
Beefy.
I like Mr. Beefy. What's up, Kirk?
Ronnie, what's up?
Ronald.
Damn.
Ronnie. Don't forget to bring a belt to SummerSlam. Just saying.
You're planning ahead, Joe.
I am.
April.
I'm telling y'all now.
I like just to hold it. If I take it home for a day or two.
Bet you do.
I'm putting it this way. Anyone that I know and will come across with a belt over their shoulder, I will have a Money in the Bank briefcase with me and a referee on hand at all times. So it's a legally binding contract. Just know that.
Listen, I do not mind elbowing anybody at the Superstore or at WrestleMania. I'm just saying. I don't mind using a few choice words that Marabito uses when you're playing online gaming with him.
Yikes.
We can't say that on the air, though. So
I
No.
want to say it on the air, but I'll say it to the people in person at SummerSlam. So
just put your elbows up, and we'll get through the crowds.
people want to camp out at the Superstore at like 4 or 5 in the morning, 3, 4 or 5 in the morning. Good luck.
I don't know how they do it, man. I really don't.
Not in this city. Good luck. Listen, Marabito, I don't put you on the spot. It's just the words you use when we're playing a video game online.
And Matt, yeah, we gotta start making arrangements for Vegas. Looks like.
First of all, screw Vegas. That's on the back burner for now.
I don't know.
We got to get our tickets in line for August.
August is locked. I'm just planning ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know for certain where it's going to be, but Vegas seems to be
rumor is Fightful put out today that the rumor that it's going to be held in May because of the cold.
Interesting.
In May, I definitely wanted in Vegas to be spiteful. Same weekend.
Where are you going to put it if it's in Vegas? I mean, you'll probably put it in the Raider Stadium.
That seems to be the most logical place.
They're
not going to be putting it in the Sphere.
You can put the experience in this, the world in the Sphere for extra.
Put SmackDown.
SmackDown could certainly be for sure, but
I would book MGM Grand too, just to be spiteful.
I mean,
like we shut down every venue while you take up one barely.
UFC is going to be the first event sport-wise will be at the Sphere. I remember Dana White talking about this weekend. They said, hey, the boxing is trying to book the Sphere, in a couple months. And Dana said, yeah, that's not happening. So I want to see, it'll be interesting to see how UFC looks in the Sphere, especially with the way it's set up.
Joe, what month is that?
That should be, I think, in September.
That'll be a good test. That's the first live event. That's not a concert fight. Be interesting to see how they set it up, given the merger with UFC and WWE. It's good test to see what else can they do in that stadium.
There's no bad seats in the house when you do something like that.
Yeah.
Because
I just
Could you imagine the visuals, the entrances?
You
things
seen like
that?
a U2 concert at the Sphere, like the visuals behind the
Yeah.
screen?
Even if you're not a fan of U2, just go to YouTube and search it up. It's fantastic.
I want if WrestleMania is in Vegas, can I get like a Roman theme again? Like, thank you. You know.
Oh, wrong Roman. I'm sorry.
You know, the greatest setup in WrestleMania history.
I thought you were representing the greatest, the GOAT.
Hey, we didn't get a chance last week to give that man his flowers for what he did.
Oh,
he will be missed.
I did hear a rumor when he was supposed to be returning too.
Can you spill that rumor?
Or is this exclusive information?
The latest rumors are saying he'll be back to SmackDown before SummerSlam at the latest.
Wow. So not much time off. That's good.
I mean,
well, given the direction that they seem to be going with the bloodline, right?
That's still a few months.
But you don't want him off too long, right?
So he'll probably come back in July.
There is some reports online that Roman is very involved in creatively with the bloodline going forward with the storylines. He has input of where the story is going.
I heard that while he was still active. They say even if he takes time off, he's the one that has to get the final approval on the storyline because of how involved he is with it.
You think it's the way it's heading, it's going to be Solo, Tama Tonga, who debuted last Friday on SmackDown.
That's right.
A lot of people were like, who's that? He's the adopted son of Haku. Yeah, I said that. He was adopted in Hawaii by Haku. One of the founding members of the Bullet Club, made his name in New Japan. And it's probably going to be Solo, Tama, and Jacob Fatu versus Roman and the Usos. I think that's where they're going. I know some people say, they don't read spoilers or dirt sheets. That's what I think it's going.
That's not even a spoiler. You can just kind of read that.
Yeah. You could read it if you're a fan and you're watching the product. You could see where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'll be nice to see how it plays out.
It's a new chapter for the bloodline. I'm all for it. And a lot of people were, regardless of how incredible WrestleMania played out, a lot of people were sick of the bloodline story. Still the best story they have going.
It's still getting fresh.
This is a new chapter.
It up.
Absolutely. It's the evolution of the bloodline. For everyone who was complaining that it was stale, buckle up. And it's going to be a really interesting play out. It's going to have that kind of the NWO rivalry going on within the bloodline.
I hope they didn't know when it ended before it gets too stale.
I'm all for it. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I'll be watching. I'm just saying. Hopefully they pull the plug when necessary and don't just keep milking it and then everybody just joining every week. Like, play long game. I don't need to see somebody. I technically don't need to see somebody debut this week, but
that'd be too soon, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I would maybe have Jacob Fatu debut maybe at Backlash or somewhere else down the line, maybe June.
Yeah, like not right this second. Like he can be on. Like he can. You have him hired. Cool. He doesn't have to debut right away. And people may not understand what I mean by this. He doesn't need to go to NXT, but he needs to visit the Performance Center.
Absolutely.
Just to get acclimated with WWE style. It's a whole different style. That's
very similar to what they're doing with Jade, I guess.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She's at the Performance Center, but she's also called up to the main card.
she needs a little bit more polishing than he does. He
Yeah.
needs to they were basically one and the same with their promos. Both of them like cursing a lot, so
Mhm.
he can definitely use the refinement.
Talking about
Yeah.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah, WWE style is very different than like MLW, New Japan, all that, type of style. So you got to get used to it. I mean,
Even though we are
He
kind
definitely
of
needs that exposure.
we're kind of in a attitude era renaissance with the pulling back of the curtain. It's a lot more it's a lot more cursing. Actually, speaking of pulling back on a curtain, where is this damn document? Like, did you guys have second thoughts on we're going behind the scenes with it? Like, where is it? You promised it the Wednesday after Mania. We're now 2 Wednesdays after Mania, and I haven't seen a damn thing.
I think a lot of us have been waiting for that documentary. Like, I thought it was going to drop on YouTube. I was
Yeah.
waiting.
Yeah.
Or even Peacock. Nothing yet. Like,
No apology, no mention of it again. It's just like, no.
I'm not sure what they're doing with that. Yeah, like you said, it's like they dropped it all together. There's been no mention of it since.
I wonder if they're tweaking some stuff with
It's
it.
like, even if you're tweaking it, say something.
Yeah,
You're
give an
just being
update.
Quiet.
Put something out on Twitter.
Yeah.
Make a statement of some kind.
They're just going to drop it when you least expect it.
Yeah, it's gonna come out like it's gonna be like a 3 a.m. drop, like
Oh, I
other
hope
shows
not.
do on other channels. Yep, it's up.
It's going to be a very good watch.
Because I'm gonna bash Tony Khan. That's again for this week, but actually no. Let me get that out the way now. So Tony Khan says he has to investigate to see if look into the fact that maybe CM Punk did have to pay for his own medicals when it should have been covered, and he's talking about reimbursing him. Really? Now you want to reimburse him if you drop the ball?
Just when you think this whole ordeal can't get any worse, it does. This is like a car wreck that you can't help but watch. And I don't necessarily mean by tuning in every Wednesday, but the wrestling world, the IWC is talking about it. Like AEW's ratings, certainly they dropped this week by 50, 60,000.
What was it?
759, I think, something like that.
I think NXT's was 651.
That's about average for NXT though.
The week before, right, when they released this footage that we've all been talking about, and they hit over 800 for the first time and God knows how long, right? And still, it hasn't benefited the company at all. Now they're talking about, Jungle Boy Jack Perry coming back.
Oh, did you see Tony's comments about Jungle Boy?
Jungle Boy. He's not a star. He's never going to be a star. He never was. He doesn't benefit the company whether he's there or not.
I don't know about Jungle Boy enough to even really care anymore. Well, I know about him, but like, he's a decent wrestler. He's too small. And I'm not saying he has to be overly bulky. He's too small. I think
it's so much more than just the
than
size, though, Jones. I think it's just this whole how it's all played out, right? If because there's been conflicting reports even with Tony Khan said that Jungle Jack Perry reached out to apologize. Then Jack Perry said no, he never reached out. If Jack Perry was not in the wrong, right? It was all CM Punk. This is how the narrative that they're trying. Mm-hmm. Why was he suspended?
Yeah, this long. If you had to suspend them both, like he should have been back within a week. It's been
absolutely. If this is all CM Punk's doing, why was Jack Perry suspended for this long? Why has he been wrestling for New Japan? And why is he not back on AEW television at this point? I don't know. And then he shows up in New Japan wearing his jacket saying "Cry Me a River" on the back of it.
He's got
Punk,
the flag with the CM Punk logo or whatever
yeah,
it
the
is.
Chicago flag there. He's really milking this.
He's a hot merch seller over there. But that makes you a
Don't
t-shirt
get me
company
started
again.
on the current state of New Japan right now,
That
Jones.
makes you a t-shirt company.
This is
Jack
like
Perry's gonna
AEW light.
milk this for all he can. But when that fades, what is he gonna do?
But is it really benefiting the company? Sure, we're talking about it. Everybody's talking about it, but the ratings aren't there. Man, I mentioned this, I think last week or the week before. Their social media numbers suck. They're not getting any engagement on YouTube, on X, on Instagram. Not like they were, and certainly not to the numbers of what WWE is putting out. And there's a whole argument about, well, people don't have cable like they used to, right? But WWE is still pulling pretty good numbers in comparison.
And they're taking even bigger risks. They're going to Netflix.
That's right. So in a year from now, this isn't even going to be part of the conversation, right? Now you can still measure how many people watch live, and there'll still be the data, but going completely to a streaming platform, it's going to be very, very different. Whereas AEW is still without a streaming service and a declining viewership weekly, not just on their main show, but on their B and C show as well. Collision is certainly not what it was, and Rampage, I think they were lucky to break 200,000.
And it's hilarious because this time, like last year, around this time last year, we were talking about AEW on Max with the streaming service, with like pay-per-view or something like that, and then that is like gone away like nothing. It's silence.
Yeah.
They don't have star power technically right now.
So I'm glad you said that, Jones, because I was just gonna say, I think Tony Khan thinks Jack Perry is a star with what he's doing in New Japan. Then when he comes back to AEW, he's gonna be this big star.
Yeah,
it's not gonna happen.
How is Okada doing in AEW? How's Mercedes Moné or Moan doing in AEW?
You won't see her in a ring until next month.
Her segments are god awful.
Okada, let's see, he's wrestling this week.
Pac.
Yeah, he's wrestling Pac. On paper, it's a great match.
On paper, but again, that's all they're focusing on, is putting on great matches. That's it.
I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a purist, and I'm not ordering this pay-per-view. Sorry.
So what I see AEW, like you cannot compare it to WCW because WCW had, when they got Hogan, that's when it really started.
To be clear, Joey, what era of WCW are we talking about? What year?
What, when they got Hogan?
Or when we make the comparison, because a lot of people throw that around, right? AEW is like WCW. Mostly when you talk negatively, they're saying it's like WCW 2000, right? Or late 99. Well, I don't even know if that's a fair comparison.
No, because you cannot do that, because WCW 2000's ratings would crush AEW.
That's what I'm saying, right? But regardless of all the crazy, wacky stuff that was going on in WCW at the end of the line, the numbers were still significantly higher.
Yeah. I mean, WCW, people always say WCW, they signed all these performers from WWF. Well, WWF signed a lot of performers from WCW. But, they're like, AEW's like WCW signing all these guys. Well, the difference is WCW signed big name guys who were way over. Savage,
well known
Hogan,
globally,
Nash,
absolutely.
Hall. AEW, I'm gonna put this, okay, AEW is signing these people. It's like AEW signing, it's like if WCW signed, say, Bob Sparkplug Holly from WWE, Mantar Bertha Faye. If they signed away a Jeff Jarrett from WCW, which they did, but I mean, you know, it's like in that range. Like, yes, Edge is a star, but he's past his prime. It's like you sign in Andre. I can't really say Andre. Because Andre it's like you sign in Andre the Giant in '92. Like, you know, like, like it's bad. Like,
to your point, Joey, who are their stars? Really? Because half the roster is injured right now that are recognizable names. But really, who do they have? Other than Adam Copeland, and nobody knows him as Adam Copeland, but they do have Edge. They have Christian. They have Bryan Danielson.
I feel like without him, with Omega injured, they're losing a lot of.
Brought him up.
Speaking of Omega, yeah. I think that's a good point. He's gotten a lot of flack, right, for all of the involvement with Brawl Out, and he was on that stream on Twitch recently. I gained a lot of respect. I gained a lot of respect, and I'm glad he spoke up because I think he's been too quiet. Never did I think that Omega would openly say some of the comments that he said. For those of you who did not catch the news of Omega's Twitch stream, I think what's his name? Riho and Adam Cole were there, right? Playing with him, playing the video games with him at the time.
I don't even.
Doesn't really matter, but he got to speak a little bit about Brawl Out, and he kind of tiptoed around it, right, because of the NDAs and all that. But he came out and said, him and Punk are fine. They're cool. Mira Beto, chill, buddy. I'm gonna praise the Canadian hero. Okay.
If this is what you got, man.
All right, I'm going to put it to you this way. Swerve
You're
is
bringing a
over
squirt gun to a gunfight.
Swerve is over right now, but he's not even over with his own community.
And yet you name all those guys, Matt, in the comment section. And a lot of them are well known, but people are not tuning in. People are not engaging with their social media posts. The company's not growing. It's on the decline. It's not even plateaued anymore. And don't talk about Wembley, please. Don't. That's completely separate. That's a starving part of the world for wrestling. So yeah, people are going to flock. People are going to go to Wembley for the experience, right? Because they're not.
Saw what happened when WWE went there.
And they're not going to be going back for any of the major 4 pay-per-views anytime soon. And you know what? This might piss off some of our UK folks. I got some buddies over there, but too bad.
I think they should have done Mania over there just to prove a point.
I think they could have, but
and if they had done it 2 days,
I think WWE will not do that because WWE, it's like sending a message to AEW. Hey, it's our biggest show. We can do it here in the States. We don't got to go overseas.
When you look at the 2 nights back to back and what numbers they're pulling just on WrestleMania, in addition to NXT, they can do it on home soil. You're right. But yeah, AEW is not. It's not on the incline. I've been a fan since before the company formed, and it's painful. And I'm not saying I want AEW to fold. Absolutely not. Yeah. But when you look at the timing when AEW was born, it was perfect.
Yep.
WWE was horrible in 2019. People were tired. People were not interested in WWE like they are today. And I think the best thing to happen to WWE is Vince McMahon getting the boot. Right? It's shaken up the company for the better. AEW is no longer that alternative anymore.
No. People were looking for something new and fresh.
And they needed it. Right?
That's what they got.
It sparked my interest. It sparked my love for wrestling again. Not to say that it had gone away, but it certainly wasn't where it is now. You go online and
Mhm.
look at how WrestleMania impacted so many people. It's brought fans back that haven't watched in years. And whether or not they know who Cody Rhodes is, if they turn on and they tune into that story and they watch that main event, they see
Mhm.
Cody win the title. Like that's the first time I really felt something where wrestling moved me to that degree in a very long time. And I think that's a shared experience for so many wrestling fans, both present and past.
Very much so. I mean, when AEW started, like the first pay per view, the All In, I remember watching the pre show and I'm like, wow, like it's something new and fresh. It was kind of like when TNA first started, new and fresh, but TNA has stayed consistent. They had some up and downs, but
And they've had a lot of downs. Let's be fair, Jones.
but they've been around for
you'll be the first one to
22
say it.
years. 22 years is a long time.
They're in another decline again after a great start of the year.
Like, as bad as WCW was at the end, I still watched it because I was a fan. Still gonna watch AEW. I'm a fan, but it's like, man, you gotta do something different. Like when AEW first started, Tony Khan's like, I'm not gonna bring in all these big guys. I'm gonna push this young talent. Cool. Guess what happened? Pew! Somebody comes available. Like when you signed Moxley, cool, that was fine. But then you're bringing in all these other people instead of pushing the younger talent.
We've got some fanboys tonight. Look at this.
I feel like AEW is on the same trajectory as WCW's downfall. And I hate to say that.
It's there's so many parallels, Joe. There's so many parallels. And yeah, it's painful. Because we all want to see it succeed. We all love wrestling. That's why we're on this show, right? That's why people are tuning in to hear us talk about it. No one wants AEW to fold. No one wants people to lose their jobs. Look at a guy like Adam Copeland, right? Who's near the end of his career. Yeah, AEW is the best place for him to make money, have a lesser schedule than what he would be expected to do in WWE, and he can put on matches that he's never had the opportunity to put on in his tenure with WWE.
Well, WWE told him we weren't going to use him anyway, so they were trying to push him out of the ring.
Yeah.
So I get it. You go where you can work.
Yeah. But like,
absolutely.
If he has a match with Malachi Black, 7 months from now, we're going to be like, yo, man, that match with Malachi Black, I could watch that over and over again.
Absolutely.
I don't
Hopefully 7 months from now, he'll be back to being Aleister Black. But
it's funny because I want to bring up this. It's from our buddy Dave Meltzer that he put out today.
Oh boy.
He was talking about Trick Williams. And he said, Trick isn't that good. That's the reality. He's got incredible charisma, but you put him in a main event match. Granted, he did look really good against Ilya, but Ilya is one of those people that gives you a false perception of the ability of the other person.
Yeah.
Here you go. You guys will love this because this cracked me up. It's like wrestling Ric Flair or a tag team wrestling the Young Bucks. You always look better. You see all these tag teams against the Young Bucks and think these guys are great, but they're never great against anybody else. And Ilya is the same way. The fact that he put the Young Bucks in the same with tag team wrestling, he didn't use the Hart Foundation, the Bulldogs, the Dudleys, Harlem Heat, the Steiners, Legion of Doom, whatever. Rock and Roll Express. He used the Young Bucks. Young Bucks are not even in top 20, let alone probably top 50 greatest tag teams of all time.
Oh, well, unless Dave is putting together that list.
Yes, like
right. If the bias is so evident, and it has been for such a long time, guys like Meltzer, Like you can tell him and TK are like this, right? Him and the Bucks are. This is why AEW is in the position that they're in now. Do they really think that airing the footage and trying to tie it into their match, their upcoming match with FTR and their match at Wembley, that's the reason why they lost, and that's why they have to win at the pay-per-view this Sunday? That's the connection they made. Because the Bucks, they didn't get a chance to focus and pray beforehand. They were too worried about their friend. And there's Tony sitting at the monitor, just smiling, right? And he's so excited, and he's putting their music on Dynamite. He's an on-screen character, it seems, as of late.
Oh my god! Like, you're trying to do too much. Like, even when Dave and Eric Bischoff went at it on Twitter the other day, X, and Bischoff said, "Yeah, you use punctures, punctuations, commas." Dave's like, "Yeah, coming from a guy who ran a company out of business." Yeah, this is the same guy. He maybe did sign all these people to contracts and gave them leeway. But guess what? He took WWE for a run of their money and beat them for 52 weeks?
83.
Huh? 53? 83. Okay. Yes, because the first one they lost, I think it was the Vince McMahon and Austin match on Raw when Foley attacked Austin.
It's unfortunate, and I think with Tony Khan,
dude, no kidding,
man. Like honestly,
yeah,
it's sad. I've been to AEW events with Mo, with Mirabito, and at the time that we went to those shows, man, AEW was hot, and it was a good product. People were tuning in. It's on the decline, and yeah,
it's
Tony Khan's
to go to.
He's got to look in the mirror, man. And the fact that Kenny's now kind of separating himself from the Bucks and Tony from what he said on that Twitch live stream, and that him and Punk are cool, and that he even went so far to say, you know what, sometimes people do have to throw hands. Sometimes guys do have to get into a scuffle. They got to fight and then shake hands afterwards.
It's bad when Cornette, what's his name?
Russo, Bischoff
are all in a saying, whoa, Kenny just turned face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Never did I ever think.
I don't think Kenny wants to be associated with that. Like, I think Kenny's like, yo, this is not right for business.
Kenny said he should still be here.
Yeah.
Because Kenny sees the money that he can make.
There was plenty of money to be made.
Punk and Omega fought, this is where I'll bring up Wembley for all you marks. Okay.
That would have been the match.
That would have been the match. That would make people tune in and fill the stadium and talk about it. And that's storytelling. That's what they should have done. But Punk wanted out because of how it was mishandled. And when you look at that footage, that wasn't a fight. Mm-hmm. I've seen high schoolers get into a bigger fight than that. Punk put him in the front face lock, and Jack Perry's lucky that Joe was there to pull him off, because it probably would have ended a lot worse for Jack.
You hear stories of Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart getting into a fight backstage, of Bret Hart pulling out a chunk of Shawn Michaels' hair, and Shawn Michaels going to Vince McMahon, throwing the hair on the desk, And what did Vince say? Shit, put them out in the ring. It's storyline. Use it on TV because it will sell.
Vince did not fear for his life. And when you look at the monitors and the monitors falling over, you can tell Tony's never been in a fight in his life. Tony's never had, he has no experience. He's just a billionaire collecting action figures. I know that's the comparison and the illusion or the metaphor that has been made, but you know what? It's true. And you know what? If all of us had the money that Tony Khan had, we'd probably all do the same. But I'd like to imagine that I would be listening to the voices that know what they're talking about.
Tony needs somebody Maybe like an Arn Anderson, like if you're smart, you bring in Cornette to help create,
He could have a long time ago.
but
No one's going to come in now. Bischoff was on screen a couple times. Wants nothing to do with it now.
I don't blame him.
Bully has volunteered to do it for free.
I think Bully wants to do it just so he could snatch Jack Perry up. Because you hear him talking, he said, I don't blame Punk. That's the same Jack Perry, that happened to him when he met Jack Perry. He's an arrogant, ignorant little kid.
And granted, Bully is a bit of a polarizing figure himself, and a lot of people love him, a lot of people hate him, but he makes a lot of sense.
His dues.
Yeah.
He won't sugarcoat things. He'll tell you how.
That's what I like about him. He tells you straight, right? A lot of these guys that we've mentioned, right? Bischoff, Russo. Well, Russo, he sometimes. Cornette, bro. They all tell Bully right. They tell it straight. They tell it as it is. They're all on the same page with this.
Mhm.
The only people that aren't on the same page are the Bucks.
When I first, like when AEW was starting, and they had like little here and there ups and downs, little drama. I hear Bischoff talk about them, and and I'm like thinking, like, man, Bischoff's bitter because of WCW. But then you listen to Bischoff, and Bischoff's right. Bischoff's like, yo, don't make the same mistake I did.
Yeah,
like that. But I just think.
Looking for logic in all the wrong places.
WWE's just hitting on all cylinders right now. They're just hitting home runs out of the park.
they are hotter than they have been in decades. CM Punk is more popular now than arguably his entire career in the WWE. He's not even active, and he's talked about more now than arguably ever before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll thank you, Tony Khan, for doing that, because you're making Punk a bigger star in the other company.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like Mo says, Tony won't listen to anyone. He has all these legends, all these great minds around him still. And yet Tony's running the show.
You had Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Legit little beef, Drew McIntyre too with Punk. They're putting it in storyline. I mean, come on.
And
look at what they're doing.
Like men. Like,
Yes.
hey,
I think Drew said the other night at a house show, I'm hurt, but I'm still here. Not like that that bitch Punk.
Yeah. But it's working. Like, you hear stories
100%.
of Rollins and Punk like backstage. They're getting along,
You look at
going over, like,
that backstage footage of Punk and Orton. I know we mentioned this before. Watching their match together, they hated each other, and now they're like old war buddies.
Yeah.
it's all
You can
coming back
have
together.
beef with people and yet still work together. You can be respectful and professional
Mhm.
and make money, because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day.
That's what
But
it's all about.
AEW's high school cliquey, it's all drama. It's kind of like the belt hobby. Really, when you think about it, it's a good comparison.
What else do we have to cover for this
I
video?
mean, speaking of the belt hobby, everybody went crazy because on Monday Night Raw, we got introduced to new Raw tag team titles.
And rumored SmackDown tag team titles tomorrow. But yeah, pre-order. What is it for July? Something like that. August now.
So if that's the case, I'm not pre-ordering. I'll just buy the belt in person at SummerSlam.
Listen, when the belt first appeared, I was like, I'm not liking this. Then I look at the details, and that red makes it look pop. It pops. The
I
color.
feel the same way.
A lot of
The
people. don't like
lighting
the
on
three
television
platers.
wasn't that great, to be honest.
Remember what happened with the U.S. title?
Mhm.
Their lighting sucks when they're debuting a new belt.
Yeah.
Even the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, Rollins.
It did not look good. And we saw it more than once,
Even
and it's
Rome,
still
even Roman's undisputed Universal title. Like everybody was like, I don't like
Yeah.
it, but now like everybody wants it. Like Cody has it, so everybody wants it.
the penny tags and the nickel tags, whatever you want to refer to them. They've been around for far too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And this is a welcome change. Now, there could be some tweaks, but you could say that about any new belt design, any old belt design. It's what people prefer. It's what their taste is, right? It's perfectly round. That turns some people off. Some people say it's too much like the World Heavyweight Championship, or the side plates in particular are like a carbon copy of that. The belts are going to look similar. That's the continuity. This is they're supposed to, absolutely, especially with the separation.
Yeah, it was like, oh,
I don't know why that's a bad thing, really. I
don't mind the logo now, like in the middle, like the UFC, like all these
prominent. So
all these MMA belts are doing it. UFC, Bellator, Strikeforce.
That's right.
One, like everybody loves the UFC belt.
Bro, look at the AEW World.
Yes.
It has the AEW logo right in the center. Speaking of which, new replica is going to be dropping at the pay-per-view with those wonderful side plates.
Woo!
I gotta see it up close before
back to the tag titles. Sorry, Jones?
I said I have to see it up close before I completely trash it.
Listen, that tag belt, like it's dual plated, it looks nice. People don't like the Griffin.
I wasn't talking about the tag belt. I was talking about the AEW belt. Tag belts, I loved immediately because I started looking at it. Yeah. As soon as they pulled it up, I went right on the website, pre-order.
Those photos, I think, are the real belt.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the red. Like, I'm a fan of red in general. So, like, I think adding color, if you would have had it like black, you know,
the red
like raw
complements it nicely.
And I like the griffins on each side.
I mean, some people are complaining.
I'm surprised some people don't even know what a griffin is.
Some people. I didn't say anything bad about the griffin. I just said it had a griffin.
Did you see those quads?
I don't have an issue with the griffin.
I love the
griffins. Don't skip leg day, bro.
But I was like, whoa.
But like, here's something I noticed on it. Hold on, I gotta bring it up. But like, I like that it's dual plated. You know, of course. Where is it at? At the top, is that an eagle? Like at the very, very top, like above the 3 jewels. I don't think it is, but
to be honest, I didn't look at it as close as maybe I should have. But it's possible that there is, because there is an eagle on the World Heavyweight Championship at the top.
But like the side plates, like, are you gonna put like, say, like you're gonna buy like Miz and R-Truth side plates and put them on there? Like,
I guess you could.
Buy a set of each and just put one on each side.
Yeah. Side plates are a moneymaker. That's why AEW jumped on it. But you know, I thought they were the alternative.
You said it's the eagle on the top? Where?
I thought it looked like it's eagle on the top, like right above the jewels.
It's almost like a heart shape. It kind of forms almost a heart shape, but it's just the design.
I think it's a new era. You know, Triple H calls it the Renaissance era. So, you know, you're going to get new titles. Some people...
Also, the era without Vince McMahon.
People keep thinking Cody's going to get a winged eagle. Please, no. A
lot of people are hoping for it. Cody's kind of fueling those rumors, right? He's explicitly said that he would love to bring back that title design. I think that a winged eagle with a network logo on the top and side plates, it could work, but I think it's just people are relying heavily on the nostalgia, right?
I'm going to say this. The winged eagle's too damn small. You're going to have to bring a bigger belt for this era, because it's just...
What if they bring in a mega winged eagle, Jones?
Like Mirabito's?
That's my belt. So what you talking about? That's mine.
I think it could work. I think Cody really wants it more than anybody, but I don't think it's going to happen. When you look at the WWE Championship that is outside the headquarters, that design is not going anywhere.
No. What if...
Technically, they might, just to say, hey, that was a different era.
Here's something. You know, Triple H, you know, it's a new era, you know, Renaissance era. new titles. People want a new IC title. I don't mind the IC title. I think
It's
if you
grown on
put,
me because of Gunther.
put color on it, maybe. But here,
It's
what if Cody doesn't bring back the Winged Eagle? What if Triple H resurrects the Big Eagle? That was a belt Triple H held.
that would be
But-
more fitting for this era than
Because it's bigger.
you.
It is a bigger main plate.
Put the W up top. The WWE logo.
You know what I think though? Whatever they decide, they're going to follow suit with what they have done in the last year or so with the new World Heavyweight Championship, with the new tags that we just saw debuted on Monday Night Raw this past week. They also, let's pull back the curtain a little bit. We referenced the belt hobby a little while ago. They are making belts that cannot be bootlegged easily. Right? These 3D belt designs are to help stop bootleggers from overseas. Not to say that it's not possible, but it will certainly cost a lot more to do the die cast.
They're trying to with the world title and just go to shop. It's not gonna look good. Like even
That belt
people
would be
doing the
that heavy.
network logo belts. Like you see people getting like the belts that are 15 pounds, and it's like, ugh.
And they still look off.
Gosh.
They still look like, to use the term loosely, they still look like a bootleg, right? They haven't perfected those. And let's be honest, the network logo belts, they're not very complex designs, right?
I
Pretty
wouldn't be upset with that.
Neither would I. Because it had the WWE logo.
It did. It did. And it wasn't around nearly long enough.
It's only
But I
3
don't
years.
I think the whole undisputed terminology is going to be dropped. You're going to have the world
And the
and
Universal.
the universal, right? Just like the ruthless aggression era.
Tag that undisputed.
I liked
But
them.
it's a new era for sure. So Vince McMahon is gone. He's put his stocks up. Did you guys see his remaining stocks for sale? They are up. He is getting out entirely, and I think the remaining stock is about $8 million worth if they sell. That
There-
brings them closer to what, $2 billion in total.
I mean, there's a rumor
A
going
lot
around
of people are chatting.
that Vince sold his stocks to start his own wrestling promotion.
He's scorched earth at this point. I don't understand why you'd even want to try. You cannot be the main benefactor of anything right now with your name.
You would
With
have to get
everything
it-
going on,
TV deal.
who's going to, even if he did, right? Let's play into this for a second. Even if he did, who's going to sign on to his new rival promotion? Everybody's locked up.
He would have to get a TV deal. You have to get wrestlers. It's
The only guy that I think he possibly could bring on board, as I don't know what his contract is like right now, is maybe Brock Lesnar.
That would be his start.
That's the only guy who I think he could possibly get. There's talks that, and a lot of people are upset with guys like Cena and The Rock, that they still behind the scenes talk to Vince regularly with everything that's going on.
Cena and The Rock are technically not even wrestlers, so you really can't be upset. And he made them both,
yeah. I mean,
so I understand the loyalty.
it would be
Love it.
Vince. Oh my God. John Laurinaitis and Kevin Dunn. Like,
Now you ask anybody who knows him personally, right? We're just repeating a lot of the things that we've heard. We don't know Vince on a personal level, but he is a very vengeful human being. And a lot of guys, I think Russo said it today, he wouldn't be surprised if he does try and create some kind of rival promotion, because TKO has pushed him out, right? You look at what happened at the Hall of Fame, there's no mention of Vince McMahon, right? Especially by his own daughter, by his son-in-law, who is in the position that he is in today because of Vince. but
More so in spite of.
everything that's going on, I don't know who in their right mind would. There's no network that would even go near Vince McMahon with everything that's going on. But unless in his mind he truly thinks that he's going to beat this,
Yeah. Now,
Even
could
if he
Vince
does beat it,
bring back the winged eagle design for his company?
and he brings Cena and the Rock and Brock, and that belt's really gonna look small.
I mean, Vince's like case with the girl, it's gonna be very telling because there's reports that she wrote him a love letter. You know, it's like
You can read some of that love letter. It's
I have.
it's
You're
available.
my one and only.
I'm pretty sure you've sent me things like that, Joe.
I plead the fifth.
I've got the screenshots to prove it. But joking aside, it hasn't played out yet in a court of law, right? We don't know what's going to happen. Doesn't look good from everything that we in the public eye have been able to see. But until it goes to court, I don't know. But it does seem sus that he sold or is selling the remaining of his stock.
It's
even if he
probably
beats the
just going to
Houston
be.
Scorched Earth,
It's going to be the Universal title.
it's a WWE Championship at this point.
Nothing is
they're,
undisputed anymore.
they're more so saying WWE Championship.
Yeah. But you got that. That's not the only thing that happened on Monday Night Raw. Somebody relinquished their title. She's injured.
I think, though, you know what? It couldn't have happened at a better time. She won at Mania. She is hotter than anybody right now. And it's been brewing for a while that she's going to turn face. Everybody cheers for her as a heel.
I think
She
was
comes
running out
back.
of opponents as well. Like,
Absolutely.
just went.
As long as she doesn't pull a Ruby Soho, congratulations to you. But
I'm
like,
pregnant.
Get pregnant and get pregnant right now. She's fine.
Yeah, buddy. Wrap it up, buddy.
Yeah.
I think we can thank Liv Morgan for a part of this.
I wonder who's going to win. Who's going to win on Monday?
I think Nia Jax.
This is the time to put it on somebody like a Nia Jax.
Yeah.
Well, I just hope. I mean,
If
depending how
Mirabito's still watching, you just made him very, very excited.
depending how bad the injury is, she could use physical therapy or surgery. If it's physical therapy, she won't be out long. Hopefully, she'll be back by SummerSlam. Yay! I'll be happy for that.
Months.
Huh?
I think they said about 4 months.
Yeah.
2 to 4 months, depending on.
June, July. Yeah, around there. But she had a year-long reign.
She did.
I do not want to get back to short reigns. I don't like short reigns.
I don't want all these super long reigns again. I don't
want them
I don't want to
either.
see Cody with the belt over 300 days.
No, but I mean, I think Cody may hold the belt for a year,
I think so too.
but it has to mean something. Like,
Do you see how he's walking around with that title?
He's not making it out this year with that belt. I'm telling you now.
but I think I don't want to see these short cookie cutter reigns.
He may not make it out of SummerSlam.
But people's attention span with wrestling is like,
If
this
he's
guy's
fighting
had the
The
belt
Rock,
for 2 months. How come he hasn't lost it yet? I'm tired of it. Like,
if he's fighting The Rock at SummerSlam, I think there's a good chance that he beats Cody.
That's
I
a
really
huge
do.
chance he beats Cody.
I mean, I don't know. Rumors.
With that segment, bro, about wanting to hold each other's titles,
Mhm.
right?
Rumor is WrestleMania, so I don't know. I hope it's at SummerSlam. That'd be nice.
Again, I might have to book that trip.
There's a lot of people going, man.
It's gonna be a good time. It's
That's gonna be a
gonna be
like we said
fun.
at the top of the show. We haven't been this excited about wrestling in a long time.
It's a
If you show up
Good.
at Mania, that means we get all 3 hosts at one time.
Can you imagine?
And
Can you imagine?
Marabito, And James, that's gonna be dangerous.
I'm gonna entrust Joey if James is joining us, because I don't know with that one. It's a loose cannon.
We'll be going to the bar. I know that, and yeah,
We'll be living at the bar with him. First night we get there, like, hey guys, bar. Like,
Maybe I'll get my CM Punk autograph. I don't know.
I have it right over here.
Sorry, this is 2 weeks in a row. He's sending me Instagram reels all the time, but
I talked to him the other day. You know,
he has to finish the story.
I'm desperate, James.
he'll buy you one at the
I bought a
superstore.
frame and everything.
He'll buy you one at the superstore.
I'll end up buying it myself. And James will be right next to me, and he still won't clue in.
He's like, oh, I got it for you at the house. Why didn't you bring it?
Maybe that's his plan. I don't know. He's playing the long game.
Oh, he is. He's gonna make you finish your story.
100%. I'm gonna become an American citizen, and still I won't get my CM Punk autograph.
I'm just waiting for these tickets to go on sale, man. I signed up for the alert. I'm like, come on, hurry up. Every time they send me like a message, I'm like, oh, sweet. I'm like, I don't care about backlash. Like, I don't care about Money in the Bank.
What do you mean? What? I'm sorry, I tuned out just for a second. I was just checking something. You don't care about Money in the Bank. Listen, if CM Punk wins Money in the Bank, you'll care.
Yes, I will.
That's when I'll get my autograph. Let's be real.
I don't know if James is still allowed. Is he even? He'll just like stand right by the border and just like throw it over there.
Oh man,
He'll meet you in Buffalo or New York, somewhere around there.
I don't plan on going back to Buffalo anytime soon. All right. I make that trip once every so many years. It's enough.
I don't blame you. Nothing good there, anyways.
There's nothing good in Buffalo. It's an armpit.
I mean,
It's like
Stefan
Oshawa,
Diggs.
Ontario, in where I live. Oshawa's an armpit. So is Buffalo.
It's like the Phoenix Coyotes. I'm out, deuces.
Technically, that would be Jersey. If you want to be
Well, no, Jersey's another. There's two armpits. Let's be
true.
There are two armpits, but nothing. What comes from Buffalo? The Bills.
Wings.
That's about it.
Stefan Diggs dipped. Peace. I'm out.
It's a good comparison to the Phoenix Coyotes.
Sabres.
No one shows up.
Sabres are there.
The Sabres, please.
I'm from Philly, so I can trash Jersey.
I'm Italian. I can trash Jersey. They think they know how to make pizza. Please.
I do like New York, okay? Listen, Buffalo Sabres haven't been good since Dominic Hasek. Okay.
That's very true. I'll be getting DMs tonight. People talking shit. You guys are hating. But you know what? That we're approaching our hour mark in our live stream tonight, and
it was a light news week anyway. So
yeah, I hope everyone that has tuned in enjoyed everything that we've talked about. We'll see what happens in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we'll see if we'll get titles tomorrow.
That, and we'll see maybe if MJF returns on Sunday. I don't know. I'm trying to be hopeful. I need something to Dynasty.
See, the problem with that is 1/3 of the Dynasty is already signed to TNA.
That is true, but I'm hopeful.
I'm waiting for Panetta to come on here with like a trim and a neck brace. Jones.
Jones. I hope Swerve wins too, Vaughn. I really do.
Dude, the way he hit that curb stomp on that security on the outside.
At this point, I don't want him to win.
No, not yet.
He's
Ever,
got to. If he doesn't win,
ever. Or,
Jones.
or I'll put it this way: he can't be first.
Jones, it's gotta. It's.
And I'm going to tell you why I said that. For those that may not know, Swerve beached and moaned on when it was still Twitter the fact that he was on a top 50 black wrestlers list. So now you want to be the first African American AEW champ? Yeah, go suck a dick.
Damn.
Those are fighting words, Jones.
Like you can't have it both ways. You mad you just want to be on a wrestlers list. Okay, I'm sorry. There's top lists for every nationality, country. It just happens. So, like, I understand you want to be on the top of the PWI 500. More power to you. Get your accolades where you can get your accolades.
I don't think PWI has been relevant since like 1990s. Like
I
remember-
agree with you,
I
but
remember buying the magazine. You go all the way to the back, and it will give you the list.
If not now, I know you said. So when's his time, Jones, to win the title?
after someone else, he can't be first.
Hmm.
It's not Hobbs' time either, but give it to Hobbs before to give it to him.
I don't know who's in line to, unless MJF comes back and he takes it from Joe.
Or let Joe hold it a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Takashita.
I would rather.
I would love to see him be built up to that point, but they're so inconsistent with his build.
Takeshita. That's
Take a shitta.
Takeshita Takashita.
He could be a main event guy. He's got the skill. He's got a great look.
Maybe you do Osprey after the Danielson.
It's too soon.
It's one of the only matches I'm looking forward to.
It's too soon for Osprey, and it's weird to say that.
Oh, that match is gonna be a lot of kicks. Brian's chest is gonna be beat.
Oh, it's the blood is going to be. Yeah, his chest. It's going to be a very, very sore match. Other than that, like I'm not. I haven't been following AEW as closely as I used to. So I'd have to refresh myself with the card, but they're not giving me much to look forward to these days,
I
unfortunately.
mean, you got the Trios Championship. I mean, Bullet Club versus the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass.
They need to take the belts off the Acclaim. But I like, no disrespect, but they don't have it.
I don't like the Trios belt personally. Like it's
Oh,
just
there he
there.
is. There he is. Sorry, I just looked down.
It's like the women's tag team title in WWE. It's just there.
Stacked in what way? What's stacked about it? Overfilled? Is it overfilled, Mirabito? It's gonna be an 8-hour long pay-per-view.
I'm going to put it this way. I'm going to read off the card I'm actually interested in this weekend. Rich Swann versus Say His Name and He'll Appear. I Believe in Joe Hendry. Eric
That's
Young
on
versus
Dynasty?
Rick Kazarian. No. Josh Alexander versus
Talking about the other promotion,
Hammerstone.
Joe. The one we don't cover on the show.
I'm just saying, but that's the card I'm more interested in.
Okay.
Mustafa Ali versus
I know why you're interested. Get to the main event.
Jordan Grace versus Steph DeLander. Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards versus Speedball Mountain. In the main event, the TNA World Championship, Moose versus Nick Nemeth.
Come on, Moose.
This happens on April 20th, so Saturday.
It should have been me.
Yeah, hopefully it is him.
I think
Okay.
it will be.
The pre-show for AEW Dynasty, you got the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn versus the Bullet Club. Trent Beretta versus
That's the pre-show.
yeah. Trent Beretta versus Matt Sydal is also on the pre-show.
Oh, because Trent's heel now, right?
Yeah.
He's driving around in his mom's minivan. Woo. Badass.
So here's the
He's a face to me. He beat up pockets, so I can't boo him.
I'm going to
That's
give you
true.
the 9 matches for the main card.
It's stacked.
Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, and Mark Briscoe versus the House of Black.
Don't care. And I actually like all the wrestlers involved
So
in it.
do
But I
I,
don't
and
care.
yet it just makes 0 sense.
That's a dynamite match.
Yeah. Hook versus Chris Jericho, FTW rules for the FTW championship.
Don't care about that.
No.
I hope Hook loses so he can go to WWE.
I think that's what's bound to happen.
I'm sorry, NXT.
NXT, Hook
Yeah.
and NXT. That I'll be watching on Tuesdays just for Hook.
All right. Next one. Matt Pineda versus Kyle O'Reilly singles match for the AEW International Championship.
I guess I'll be tuning in.
It's Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Julia Hart versus Willow Nightingale house rules match for the AEW TBS Championship.
Willow's winning because she has to fight Mercedes at Double or Nothing.
Agreed.
Next match, Okada versus Pac.
I'm looking forward to seeing that
Mm-hmm.
in terms of wrestling, not necessarily story.
The Young Bucks versus FTR tournament final ladder match for the vacant AEW World Tag Team titles.
It's going to be a
I'll-
banger regardless.
Yeah, I like ladder matches in AEW.
I don't hate the Bucks.
I do.
I'm sick of them.
I didn't think we really needed a Bucks FTR 3, to be honest. Because what are they now? What are they? 2-1 FTR? Yeah, so Bucks are going to be winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timeless Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa for the AEW Women's World Title.
No cares about this.
The build has been terrible.
It should have been Deanna. That's all I'm going to say.
Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson.
Match of the night.
I'm not going to say match of the night because last time we called match of the night, it was a stinker.
That's true.
I think with that caliber, though, I'm hopeful.
Then you got Joe versus Swerve.
I want Swerve to win. I really do. I know, Jones, you make a great point. But is that the different side plate? Or sorry, couldn't help myself.
This pay-per-view reminds me of like WCW Creed in 2000 or Sin.
It's gonna be a long show. What's the start time on this?
I don't like them having pay-per-views on Sundays because they don't.
I
know
hate
how to
I hate
stop
Sunday
on time.
pay-per-views.
WWE stops on time, so I'm fine with it. Like 11:30, we're good.
I'll watch it. I'll
It's going
tune
midnight.
in. I'll tune in. But
I'll tune out.
I just hope it's entertaining.
It's
It's-
wrestling. They'll find a way to be entertaining. They need to do their own renaissance.
And
Not
how?
happening. Can't.
They need to do a AEW Big Bang.
Something
Ooh.
needs to shape up big time.
So you want new belts and everything.
They need a whole restart,
I don't know about new belts, but because they have a lot of belts.
or
My
AEW
God.
New Blood Rising. Do that.
Yes, you'll have Marabito's favorite wrestler returning.
That's what you eye roll at. That's the only thing you eye roll at, Mirabito.
He's a loyalist, so you're never going to get him the bash.
He and I have been going at it a little bit, so I'm just
Listen
playing with
here, Marabito. I am taking you to a tattoo parlor when you come here for SummerSlam, and you are getting the AEW logo tattoo on you.
it. He already has one
No, he doesn't. Stop.
on his left butt cheek.
I'll do it.
I sent you his Tony Khan tattoo, did I not?
I'll one up. I'll one up you. If he does it, I'll get a TNA tattoo.
No. I don't know if you guys know this, but Marabito actually does have a tattoo on his ass. One cheek says W, the other one says N, and when he bends over, it spells Wrestling Observer.
Oh my gosh.
That's when
Oh,
you
that-
know this show is done.
With that note,
That's how we're ending it?
where do we go
Lord.
from here?
We're losing viewers.
Even Nego's laughing.
Oh man. Yeah. But this weekend, watch what you want to watch.
It's just wrestling. Enjoy it.
Yeah, it's watch what you want to watch. Enjoy it. I'm not going to knock anybody. Anybody who wants to watch Dynasty this weekend,
Send Jones a DM.
I'll have a conversation with you.
Yeah. Get that chat going.
If you choose to watch Rebellion this weekend, if you choose not to watch either, but watch what you want to watch.
NBA playoffs is this weekend. I'll be busy.
Another thing you may want to watch is us when we come back on the air. So hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. We'll see you next time, potentially. The date I can't guarantee, but I can guarantee laughs will be had.
We're what, 3 for 3. So
Yeah.
And he will be back when he signs his new contract.
Who?
I don't know.